Hi guys, welcome to Monitoring and Evaluation Made Simple. I'm your host, Coach Alexander. I'm so glad that you've joined me today because today we'll be looking at how to conduct a monitoring and evaluation training with staff. So oftentimes we do these trainings, okay? They happen a lot in our organizations, but we really want to understand how they are done and why they should be done. It's not just a matter of doing the training, but there are steps that you have to follow leading up to the training and what should you actually be doing at the training. But before I go any further, I just want to mention that as you already know, I'm Coach Alexander. I've been in this field for 10 years now, and I'm so glad I've been doing this for quite some time. In case you haven't done so yet, anyway, guys, let me tell you the truth. It's late. But in case you feel you can enroll for the 6 months training, we are still getting a few latecomers. Okay, there's no harm, but we will soon be closing this window. So please take advantage of the coming weeks or coming days because we are soon closing this window. Okay, so now those are the two ebooks. I always talk about them. Please download them. They are totally free and there are no strings attached. I also have this how to set up a monitoring and evaluation system step by step. It's a very powerful course, guys. It's short, but it's powerful. I want you to enroll in it if you have the time. Okay. So this will be quite a long video and I'm hoping that I may not need to take so long, but sometimes I need to take. So take full advantage of the timestamps in the description below. All right. Okay. And the reason is that I want you to have the full experience when you watch the videos. I don't want you to get bored. So in cases where you want to skip certain parts of this video, the timestamps will help you. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, so now why are monitoring and evaluation trainings necessary? Okay, so the issue is that in an organization, you have different skill sets. Okay, you've got those who know what they're doing, others may need some bit of sharpening. Okay, so the whole issue is that nobody is, I mean, obviously, to work for an organization, you join that organization because you are qualified. But the thing is that you may just need improvement. Okay, so that's why you do these trainings. It's mainly there to improve skills and knowledge of the employees, but it is also there to help boost performance. Okay, you know, guys, I want to touch this. I think I talked about this in the previous videos. The most important resource in any organization is the human resource. So if you're a manager, please don't be in the habit of firing people. Okay, you shouldn't run to that solution. Okay, try as much as possible to look for ways to help boost your employee performance because there are different factors that may affect performance in an organization, and sometimes it's just because they need improvement in their understanding and handling of matters related to their job. Okay, so when should the M&D trainings be conducted? Okay, I get this question a lot. So the question is, when should they be conducted? I get this a lot. So now, obviously, when you notice that performance is not so good, that is when you need to do the training. Okay, but it is also important to note that the monitoring and evaluation profession keeps on changing. Okay, and you go on the internet, people are releasing new and fresh information on how M&E should actually be conducted. Okay, so when you get hold of that information, it really is important to use it so that you can update your staff on the latest trends and the best practice in monitoring and evaluation. So now, remember I mentioned that the thing is that you don't just do a training. Okay, I've noticed that sometimes we get carried away because maybe there's money seated somewhere and you say, oh, let's just do a training so that we can use that money, and it ends there. But unfortunately, that is not the point, because you find that you cannot be training. For instance, if you have a team of M&E staff and you go for a training as a facilitator and you start presenting PowerPoint presentations on what is M&E. And this is a presentation you are presenting to people who already know what M&E is. Okay? So you find that if you are doing things that way, to the staff members, it becomes a boring training. And that training actually becomes, it doesn't become anything relevant to them because they already know those things. So you need to actually carry out a training needs assessment, because the first thing you need to establish is whether you really need the training in the first place. So you have to try to analyze tactfully where the deficiencies are. You can do this by having a few discussions with staff members, reviewing performance appraisals, okay? Or you can be reviewing even the quality of the reports, the quality of data that is being generated. You can get ideas from management. How do they feel the M&D system is performing? They'll be able to feed you that, but you need to do it in a tactful way. Sometimes the training needs assessment. Okay, so this is, I'm talking in the sense that this is more like when you're internal, okay? But if it's an external consultant, it becomes easier because all he has to do is circulate a questionnaire, and there's just that feeling that, okay, because this is an independent person, we can give him this information, okay? But when it's someone when it's someone internal now, it becomes a little different, okay? Because staff may feel a bit uneasy showcasing their deficiencies. Okay, so now, after you know the monitoring and evaluation capacity needs of staff, then you can decide what exactly you're going to train them in, okay? So you have done the analysis and you probably have presented it to management and told management that I have noticed that actually the deficiencies from my analysis, the deficiencies lie perhaps in data analysis or on the use of softwares like SPSS or Stata. Or it could be that the deficiency lies in creating reports that speak to the log frame. All right. So when you have something like that, you won't go, after you've gotten these findings, you won't go and organize a presentation or a training talking about what is M&E to people who already know what M&E is. But you're going to focus your energy on things that they don't know. So now, after you have done this capacity needs assessment, it is really now up to you, but really it's up to management to determine whether they'll need to use you to do the training or they'll have to hire a consultant. But believe you me, guys, getting consultants is a good idea, but I strongly believe if the capacity is there, let the people who are in the organization actually do the training, okay? And for instance, if you're you're an M&D manager, you should be able to do the training. And the training will just focus on the areas of need, the areas which are deficient. So what are the tips when conducting the training? All right. So one thing I need to tell you guys is on one of the courses that are running, okay, on Udemy, there's one course that talks about organizing a workshop. All right, that course, you just actually, when you go to Udemy, just type Coach Alexander. You're going to find that course related to conducting a workshop. If you have money, please enroll in it. It offers a lot of tips on how to conduct these M&D trainings or workshops. Develop a training program. So, like I earlier mentioned, and I'm emphasizing this again, when you do the training, make sure you are talking about things that people really want to know about. I have had situations in my experience, people may not be willing to really open up on their weaknesses, but you can determine that, okay, this M&D team actually has weaknesses in a certain area. So it will be up to you now to come up with a program that's going to boost their capacity. So if it's something to do with data analysis or the use of data analysis softwares, if you have strength in that, that program should be able to seal those gaps. One other thing I feel is also very important is to undertake the training at a venue that is outside the workstation. And the reason is simple, because you don't want to have too many distractions. A lot of times, because we are saying we want to cost save, cost saving, sometimes you are actually creating a bigger cost for the organization. You need to boost morale. So take the team, hire a venue at a hotel, get these people together, sit with them, talk to them, and train them. Impart the knowledge that will really help them become better at what they do. Make the training participatory. Of course, you have the knowledge, but that doesn't mean others in the team may not have certain details that you may have missed. So make sure that you allow the discussions to take place constructively. It will also give you new information that you can use in building a better M&D system. Focus on the areas of weaknesses that need strengthening. I want to emphasize this again. What really we need to do here is to seal the gaps. And when you do that, you are going to make the training not only one that is very beneficial, but one that will stand the test of time in the minds of the staff. So that's all I had to present today. I'm so glad you joined me for this presentation. I've been your host, Coach Alexander. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do well to do the subscription. At this point in time, until we meet again, see you on the other side. Bye.